Hello, hello. Deborah Roth here from Spirited Living. It's been a while since I've come to you with another powerful goddess in my Inner Goddess Team series. So I am delighted to be back. Lots going on. So this just feels comfortable. Yeah, and good to be back in this space, in this divinely feminine space. And I always post this. I do this on Facebook, and then it gets loaded up to my YouTube channel on Thursday nights. And there you can read more about, if you punch on a little eye in the corner of the video, you'll learn more about why I am so passionate about doing this work around the divine feminine and bringing the qualities and the energy of the divine feminine back into our world, which, whoa, more than ever sorely needs it right now. So this week, we are looking at we're kind of heading into spring. The spring equinox is coming up in a few weeks on March 20th. And so last time was a fertility goddess. This time is also a fertility goddess. And who we're focusing on this week is the African Akan people, their goddess, who was a major deity. Asase Yaa, sorry. And she is a goddess of fertility, of truth, of peace, of being connected to nature. She was considered Mother Earth. And at the same time, she governed life and death because of that, the cycles of nature. She also governed the cycles of human life and death, and was prominent at funeral occasions and that kind of thing. She was primarily honored and still is, I believe, in Ghana and the Ivory Coast. And she's considered second only to the main god, to Nyame. And she's the epitome of agricultural abundance, and if you really want to get on her good side, you will show massive respect for nature, and truthfulness. That's what she requires from her followers. Any lying or showing disrespect to nature, you will feel her wrath. So she's multifaceted, but it all comes back to honoring nature and honoring the deep connection to the cycles of nature. Now, Asase means earth, and Ya is a female born on Thursday. And one of her faces, in some traditions, she's known as Asase Efua, who's born on a Friday. So those are days that are sacred to her, Thursday and Friday. And there are certain rituals and taboos that her followers follow. And one is not tilling the land, not working in your garden, not doing anything with your crops on Thursdays or Fridays. And when you do, and this is where I love looking at these multicultural goddesses from around the world, that we can honor respectfully, always respectfully, not in a way that's culturally co-opting. And I always love to hear from people who can give me more information about some of these very powerful goddesses from around the world. But she is someone that you can honor and that you can call on when you want to plant your garden, when you want to build homes, and call on her for her protection and her wisdom. She is. She's got a wonderful, very powerful, one of the big myths, one of her big creation myths, is that she was created by Nyame, who I mentioned a little while ago, to be his wife and partner, and they gave birth to several kids, several other gods. One of them was Anansi, the trickster spider, and they both, Asase Yaa and Nyame, lived together. He was the god of the sky, and they lived together in harmony until at some point Nyame got very upset when it was either Asase Yaa or some of the humans that were pounding, what were they pounding? They were pounding a pestle when they were pounding yams, and he was struck by a pestle, and he got very upset, and he disappeared up into the sky. And Asase Yaa tried to reach him by stacking mortars, like from mortars and pestles, into a tower. And she got help from some of her followers, and a child went to give her another mortar and pulled it out from the bottom of the pile. And so the whole tower fell down. And so she was separated forever from her husband. And that's why we have the difference. That's why we have the separation between the sky and the earth. Isn't that a rich story? Now, she's usually depicted as an older woman, as a nurturing mother figure, as I said, also, earth mother. She's associated with barren places and the dead. And she is the mother of the ancestors. So that's why we have a connection with her as the in the go-between place between the living and the dead. At the same time, she's also sometimes pictured as Asase Efua, who I mentioned, and she's a young, beautiful woman, and she really represents the fertility and the abundance qualities of Asase Yaa. So, what else do I want to tell you about her? She, another piece. So the trickster god, who's one of their children, that he's a spider, he, at one point, Asase Yaa, owned a magical sword and that could fight independently, just by itself, on command, and only stop when it was ordered to cool down. So Asase, one of her godsons, the trickster god, was seeking refuge from someplace, and he was granted it. She gave him the sword while he was staying with her, while he was in refuge with her. But then when she left for the day, he stole the sword and gave it to Nyame, who's now, remember, separate in the heavens, and to use in his service. And during a battle, Anansi commanded the sword to fight, which it's supposed to do, but he forgot the command to stop it. So the sword ultimately turned on Nyame's army, who Asase was trying to protect, and killed them all, and killed Asase. And to this day, the sword then embedded itself in the earth and became, and I don't know the name of it, but I've heard of it, one of those plants with razor sharp leaves. It's still dangerous because the command to stop was never given. So some beautiful, very powerful mythology around this wonderful African goddess. Excuse me. She is, farmers invoke her, so you can do this too, for successful crops and stable weather. She oversees truth and moral order. That's in her persona as the arbiter between life and death. And in a traditional way of proving honesty involves touching your lips to the earth. Remember, she is the earth mother, while you recite a prayer, and she will hear you because she is the earth mother. She is viewed as a mediator for disputes. So if you're in an argument with someone, you can call on Asase Yaa for that. And she's really about bringing karmic balance and peace to the world. And as I said, I forgot some of these names are beautiful, and I hope I'm not massacring them. She presides over the gateway to Asamando, which is the gateway to where the souls of the dead move to, and she cares for them before they're born. So she really represents all these different cycles, not just of agriculture, but of the human life cycle. So she's revered on so many levels, as you can see. And I found a beautiful poem that I will end with. I will read for you. And there are many images of her. I really encourage you to go look for her. But that I thought was just beautiful. It shows her connection to fertility, and she's just looking very fecund herself. All right, here's the prayer to Asase Yaa. O Mother Earth, who gives birth, who wed the sky, who nurtures and sustains all, who gives us life. While we live, we depend on you. When we die, we lean on you. You taught us the tiller knife. You gave us law, order, and truth-seeking eye. Save you alone, we would live in fear and strife. We press our lips to your bosom, the rich soil, ever turn with song and smile to holy toil. So, lovely to see you, Teresa, and Preston too. I love learning about these goddesses too, Teresa. I think they have so much meaning and wisdom for us modern folk. And so I'm committed to bringing that back into us in these modern times that are full of so upheaval. There is hope, and if we can bring back this divinely feminine energy and get to that tipping point, I have to believe that we can shift the way that the world is going. So thank you much for joining me. I'll be back in a couple weeks, and looking forward to being with you again. Thanks so much. Bye.